Joe Dolan played inside in the park.
Is you were stuck with us.
We got G. What do you probably say?
Can't be honest on that one.
What should be? You have 3 lads there that won't, 4 lads there that won't work. Myself, Larry, Callan and Kelly.
Next minute, the ref comes up the pitch and he goes, "Hey, keeper, shut it." "Oh, ref, it's a pucko call. Weasel ball. Weasel ball."
It's to break my heart to have to travel 30 miles the wrong way from Thurles to go and bring back Nicky. I was hoping to get dropped. He was only...
Obviously put the hand out as you do. Timmy got the hurley.
Bang.
Left him out on the ground, the 2 minutes into each other.
He drank half the pint and finished, and that was easy. I'm out here, I can't drink anymore.
And you finished his pint as well.
No, I didn't. No, I had the one. But he was the dorkiest.
Go say it there.
I just used to hate coming up against him. Like both kind of similar, small and stocky, whatever. Like, but yeah, he was unreal.
Right, bang over the bar. You ready, lads? Hello, I'm Johnny B.
I'm Johnny Smacks.
We are the Two Johnnies, lads, and we're here because of Winahouse.ie raising good money for Tipperary GAA, lads. This is the Tipperary Legends Lunch.
No, it is tea time now.
Yeah, well, Tipperary tea time doesn't have the same ring to it, does it?
No, but we are joined by some Tipperary GAA greats today, lads.
That's right, lads. Up first with 2 All-Irelands, 3 All-Stars, stylish on and off the pitch. The icon that is Anna Carty's Pat Fox. Everybody. Pat Fox.
Another stylish stickman representing South Tipperary and Killinall. He's 2 All-Irelands. He's one of the most entertaining players we've ever had the pleasure to see in action. He's named after Michael Jackson's monkey. It's Bubbles O Dwyrer.
Apparently.
Allegedly.
Okay, in his 13-year career playing football for Tipperary, you scored 40 goals and 401 points across league and championship. That's what Wikipedia says. Is that right, Conor?
Is that true?
True, John.
It must be true, boy, from Ballyporeen, Conor Sweeney.
And we're also delighted to be joined by the current Tipperary minor hurling manager. They have an All-Ireland in the bag, lads. He hurled for Tip from 2006 to 15. Incredible commitment both on and off the pitch from Drum and Inch. So mighty James Woodlock.
Hi, Woody boy. Now, lads, before we go any further, the last time myself, Smacks, Bubbles and Pat were in the pub together, John, you were unhappy because Pat was picking his best Tip 15 of the last 20 years and Bubbles didn't make it.
Yeah, I didn't make it. I'd say something if he'd done it behind me back. Well, he done it in front of my face. No, straight to my face. You're not good enough to be on my team. Huh?
Do you stand by it, Pat?
And we inside drinking pints in his pub.
Yeah.
No, I've changed my mind since, Bubbles.
I don't want to be on it now.
I didn't think long enough about it. You don't want to be on it now?
No.
Well, I'm picking you now, Bubbles. I think I'm going to drop Lahi. Will I drop another Southman, a Lahi?
I'll take it.
He wants to be in now.
Lads, well, look, thanks for all coming in. It's all for a good cause. We're talking about facilities and strength and conditioning and all. We better go to the current minor manager. Woody, how are things going?
Things going well, yeah. Working really hard on that, so yeah, going fine. So we're out in Championship in 28th of March, so it won't be long flying around. Whole new setup, whole new bunch of players came in, you know, so they went through the clubs, the schools and so on like that, so they're picked, they're in with us now and they're well settled, working hard.
Is there a big difference now since the age went back a bit, do you reckon?
I don't find it because I never dealt with the 18-year-olds. While I played at 18 as a minor and so on, like the boys did, when I came in it was 17, so that was just the way it was.
Probably for crowds, I'd say it's probably different, is it? For
maybe, but
as a 16-year-old, it's harder to deal with it than a 17-year-old. Like,
yeah, but
it makes a difference, no?
They're way more advanced than when we were at a 16. Some of them are still more advanced than Bubbles, really.
Yeah. 17-year-old, 16-year-olds with more maturity.
Yeah, but they're showing huge maturity for that. Like, they just want to play a county minor now from a very young age, and they eke out feedback and what they have to do to try and make it at the grade. Like, they're all about gym rather than going out.
Yeah.
You know, they want gym or hurling, what they have to do to try and make it.
I see that in school now as well. Like,
yeah,
big,
there's a massive...
You're teaching, Conor.
There's a massive
teaching in Tiptown in the Abbey, so we 3 lads involved with Shane last year, like, they're animals, like.
Mad for the gym.
Mad for nutrition, you know, trying to eke out the different percentages, so it's a different ball game now, like.
It's mad. When I was minor, I just wanted the jacket. It was purely as soon as I got the jacket.
I still have it.
I still have it, yeah.
Works and fit, like, you know.
Yeah.
So, like, trying to keep lads off the drink ranting isn't a big...
no, now you are dealing with 16, 17-year-olds now.
They go wild now and then.
But no. There's no issue there.
My nephew was on it last year, like, and no interest in going out, like. Now they made up for it after they won the All-Ireland. Even though now they're underage, wherever they were doing it now. It's
Couple of lemonades.
Having
But-
fizzy pop.
like no interest in it at all. Like, do you know, Saturday morning, Sunday mornings, whatever it is, training. Like, do you know, they've no interest in going out. Like, especially if you want to play at that level. Like.
I met the young chap that was out in New York as well, the captain. Like, and I was chatting to him. It was like chatting to. He was so measured. Like, I was like, geez, this is mad. Like for a young lad.
Really
like,
mature.
Yeah,
You know, and he's already made the jump. He's gone up to 20s.
Up to 20s now,
already,
yeah.
You know, another year or two, he's going to be at senior level. That's how quick they fly up along.
There's a clear path.
Yeah, but like even after All Ireland last year, even after the Munster Championship, there wasn't a geeks out of them. You know, nobody heard anything that there was any mess going on around the place. They're just decent young lads. You know, they want to hurl for Tipp. And like we need them all coming through, lads. You know, we know that.
100%.
And like that 22 crop, there's 5 of them already gone up to the seniors. This is the first year in, which is brilliant. So it shows the conveyor belt now is starting to come again.
And say with the likes of the Winahouse, which is to raise funds for like a centre of excellence stuff. How important is that? I mean, we see in all other counties they seem to have unreal stuff. Like I was.
Well, like last weekend for the Fitzgibbon Cup and the Ryan Cup, I was up at like that Centre of Excellence up there in Connacht. They kind of have a dome with all their dressing rooms and so on. They have 7 fields around it within 20 yards of walking distance. 2 AstroTurfs, 5 playing fields now. That is what you call a Centre of Excellence, and that's what we need in Tipp badly. Because other than that, like you have so many teams inside training Dr. Morris Park. You know, it looks like a table. It looks like a table. That's what you're training on. And then you're asking club for fields here and there to try and go train. And so we know the weather that comes spring year for us. So you're begging, and clubs are brilliant to us. You know, brilliant to let us in. But they're the facilities we need from the money that's going to be generated from this house. 100%. And badly.
I have to ask, Pat, what was pre-season like when you came onto the Tipp panel?
Sheedy, Mac, I can hardly remember back that far, but it was.
Did you have to walk the train, Pat?
His bare feet.
It was funny. The taxi driver used to be picking us up from time to time, and we was coming down our avenue at home, and he'd be passing by. He'd forget that we were coming down the avenue. That was that. It was a funny time, different times. That time, like there'd be maybe 7 or 8 lads in the one car going to training, and
Pat, was that organised by Babs that time from the sports club? Where that came from? The you being collected to come to train? Or where did that originate from?
we were always collected, even from minor level, we were collected by taxi to go training. And
I think it's one of the most important things we do in Tipp is the buses that are still running from your time to now. And it's not about the parents being relieved of their duties, it's about bonding the players coming to train together. Other than that, we all rush in. Lives are so busy, you train really hard for the hour, jump into the car and you're gone. At least the buses gives them that bit of
together for 30-40 minutes.
But I did remember back years ago when I got a car, right, and then we had to drive to training, and I had to collect Nicky English over in Latin Cullen, right, for under 21 training. And Jeannie Macca, it used to break my heart to have to travel 30 miles the wrong way from Thurles to go and bring back Nicky. I was hoping he'd get dropped. He was only. But he didn't get dropped, you know.
But when you're picking up the expenses, I'd say, Pat.
You were waiting for that 10. Oh, I won't start cutting the county board. No, but the expenses were massive. They were massive.
But there was no gym work running back then, like?
No, there was no such thing as gym work. It's into training.
When did you go back training?
We always went back before Christmas anyway.
Was the league before Christmas back then? No?
It was back before Christmas, yeah. So you were back. Let's see, November anyway. You know what I mean?
A month before the league, maybe, or
you were at least a month, yeah.
And what was it, runs or?
Oh, I was running. Yeah, there'd be very little weight training. But then when that was like I was on the team back in 1980. That's way before any bit of professionalism came into it. Like when Babs came into, then he does in the gyms. Like we all got our free membership in Cannon Hayes Park inside in Tipp Town, and I had a bad knee, and I was in and out doing exercises the whole time. So there was, but Babs organised all that.
Yeah.
When Babs took it on, it was completely different task. God.
It's amazing even then the difference it made to your extended your career, like.
Oh yeah, exactly. She would have wouldn't. It's just different time. Babs had a more professional look than our pre-managers, you know. So.
And then you finished in 96?
96, yeah.
Jeez, you must have seen some changes from 1980 to 96.
One massive, yeah. Well, I'd say in fairness to Babs, he was the first to bring professionalism into the game, and he had professional trainers, like he had Liam Hinnes, he had this Conroy from, he was a big shot thrower, and he was a professional trainer, And then Liam Hennessy was a pole vaulter, and he was a professional man as well. So we had great trainers underneath us, like.
Yeah.
Jeez, you could have won an All-Ireland and an Olympics.
We should have.
Geez, and Woody, I was only reading up about you. I'd forgotten that out of all the years you played for Tipp, you were out injured for pretty much the whole of 2010.
Yeah, a lot of it in 09, 18th of October 09. Yeah, broke my leg in the county final against Paddy. Of all people to run into. He actually ran into me. I planted a leg in the ground. He came straight through it.
Not a lad you picked to run into.
It was like a train coming through. Yeah. So when you look down, you see your ankle stuck in the ground. It's still there, and the leg goes the other way.
Oh, jeez.
So anyway, what do you do? Came back well a year after, then came back again. So.
You made up for it out the homecoming, remember that?
No, Bubbles. You want to stay in that team, yeah? So I stayed. Actually, I met you a day or two after that. Wasn't it Killing?
You did, but we were training for the 21 final, you see, the Saturday afterwards.
It didn't look like you were doing that.
He stopped into Killinall on your way to Mullinahone, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. You were hiding in the back of the pub. And you were definitely having a pint.
I wasn't aware. Tommy Dunn and Ken Hogan are listening to this. That's a lie.
You won. It's okay, relax.
Yeah.
But you have to celebrate, like.
What? Ah, you have to.
Celebrate.
Hey, look, we all play it, and at the end of the day, you have to enjoy it. Whether you're a minor, 20, or a senior, you play the sport because you enjoy it. Yes, you want to do really well. You want to be successful. That's why they all do it at the end of the day. But everyone plays for the enjoyment of it, and obviously they want to win as well. Win is. It's not a bonus. It's a large part of it too. You know, participating is great, but you want to win. You want to win big games. You want to win a game. You want to win something along your career, because that gives you the motivation to stay going, and that all that hard trekking.
It's the times you remember too. Like you remember the celebrating and the crack,
like Bubbles just mentioned. Like that's 15 years ago, and we still remember that day, having the chat and so on like that. It's the friends you make along the way from both the generation or the years you go through here with. You know, when you come into a panel, you have older players on the panel, and then you become that, and you see all the younger players coming in, and you make friends with them, relationships down through the years with them, and then the older we get, you meet the likes of Pat that has been there, done that before, and other players. So it's brilliant, and we're all here, you know, gathered around the table today, even for the same thing, isn't it? It's for Tipperary hurling to make it better, for infrastructure to try and sell our house. Yeah, absolutely.
But you were in hard luck when you won the Munster final. It was the height of COVID.
Yeah, a lot of people say that, John, but I actually thought there was something special about it because...
When you walk that cup down the streets in Bally,
it's mad.
You'd make the hair stand in the back of your neck.
It was unreal. Were you there, were you?
Yeah, we were there.
Like,
thought there might be a session breaking out. We were down there just making sure there wasn't one going to break out.
Actually. There was, you just weren't invited. You couldn't find it.
I couldn't, lad. I was employed by someone at the time. I couldn't.
That sure was mad. So like,
it was different,
It was different because we see like, it wasn't that unusual for us in terms of the crowd, like, because we wouldn't get massive crowd anyway, you know what I mean? But like, it was so funny, like they were trying to kick us out of Parky Queeve. They were like, will you go on the way home there? And we were like, no, sure, this is the only time we can actually be together and have the crack. So we got pizzas delivered and stuff, but we just tried to delay the evening as long as we could.
In the dressing room?
Yeah, because we all had cars, like there was no bus, you see.
Oh, Jesus,
so, the minute you left Parky Queeve, it was kind of break up, like. But coming back into the village was
that's unreal.
Like just and it was pure, like, you see, we were supposed to go to a hotel, but they cancelled last minute. So our plans were like totally.
Kind of because of COVID, or?
Yeah. But they left us hanging, like they were kind of, we were under illusion we'd somewhere to go afterwards.
Yeah.
And then we didn't, so it was kind of plan B, back to the captain's village or whatever. Yeah. Just some crack. Yeah, like bonfires at the top of the village, and do you know that big massive flag they saw us in the terrace from Finland with the hurlers? Yeah, that at the top of the street, and cars came in behind and stuff.
Nice touch,
so
like.
I was mad, yeah.
And was there social distancing in the village that night, Conor?
It's all over now, lads. It's all over. We can say it now.
You still a guard, yeah?
Well, there was lads full of beer anyway. I don't know where they were. Like, but it was great crack. Yeah, it was savage.
I was there as well. That was fucking brilliant.
Of course you were.
I drove, like. I was living in Care at the time, sure. Yeah. Road, yes, brilliant, yeah.
Oh, Pat, you done a bit of celebrating in your day?
Oh, we did a lot of celebrate. Yeah, well, you could be talking for an hour about the likes of Joe Hayes with celebrations. He overextended the celebrations by 2 weeks. You know what I mean?
Celebrate.
We might go for 2 days, but Joe would go for a week or two. You know. But
you won 2 All-Irelands. Like, was one madder than the other? Or was it like because the first one was been so long since Tipp won something?
Yeah, the first one was mad, all right, but I suppose.
But you won the game easier.
Well, we played against Antrim in the final. It did knocked the good out of it a little bit, but at the same time, we did celebrate, I can assure you. But we did celebrate the second one now. The Kilkenny one was sweet.
Tougher game.
Well, a tougher game.
Sorry, that was a great Antrim team, in fairness to them.
It was a great team and all good guys on that team, and we're great friends with all those guys since. And it was a pity that we had to beat Antrim because, like, they were such...
Yeah.
If they had won it, what would it have been like?
Oh, amazing. We only met Sambo recently. Sure, legend.
But we had good times, I can assure you.
And I suppose it was probably a bit less organised back then. Like, what would happen, say, 89, 91, after you won, what happens?
But when you do win matches like that, players always scatter back to their own villages mainly, I think, that time. And it was all our own crew, like our own club crowd got together for most of my celebrations anyway, because they wanted to be with you, because they've been with us all our life, and they wanted to be with us for them nights, But then the few days after, we'd get together with the boys for the few days. Bobby Ryan, there's a drink lock here and try it. There was, I think, we had a good bunch of drinkers on our side. Like Paul Delaney would like to give a week on it as well at the time. The Bonners, and Declan Kerr. What more could you say about fellas that like a drink? I'd say.
And what about then? That's all right, say after an All-Ireland, but after a Munster final, when you know you have an All-Ireland semi coming up, did you tuck it in a bit, or was it still fairly wild?
Well, the rest of us had a bit of cop on at that stage. We were coming to the end of our career, so we did. One day was enough for some of us anyway.
There's stories about lads going for a pint or two the night before in All-Ireland.
Yeah, I see Bobby on the podcast the last day, and he was telling myself and Nicky did go for a couple of pints, but Nicky only drank half the pint. He got his conscience started to get at him, so I finished the pint anyway. All right, and I can't remember what bar we went to in Dublin, but Nicky drank half the pint and finished, and that was easy. I'm out here, I can't drink anymore.
And you finished his pint as well?
No, I didn't. No, I had the one.
How would you come home then? Would you have a bus? Do you have a bus?
Yeah, it was Matt Kavanagh's bus was always the go-to.
Did you go to the
bus.
Burlington run?
The Burlington was, we did go to the Burlington after the first alarm anyway. Yeah, it was always the Burlington that stage, just so long back, lads, I can hardly remember, but it was always the Burlington, yeah.
And the homecoming would have been?
The homecoming would be back in Thurles then. Back
in the square?
We were into the field.
Oh, right.
We had Joe Dolan. Joe Dolan played inside in the park.
Yes. For one of the homecomings.
Yeah, and just that was unbelievable. And
you were stuck with us.
We got you.
And I can guarantee you.
We went after the match was over, or after the concert was over. We went down to Glasheen's with Joe. And just inside in the snug in Glasheen's just was brilliant. And I wasn't a big fan of Joe Dolan's at the time at all. And then when he went into the snug and he started singing all night, well, I was the biggest fan of Joe Dolan afterwards. Brilliant crack.
I can tell you, when we done the homecomings in 2019, there couldn't have been two more Shucker lads than the two of us on the stage. Anyway.
Got the lyrics to our own song.
It's not that hard. It's just tip. So.
I've loads of questions for all you lads. Bubbles, did you like taking frees?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I suppose I like the pressure of it. Like everyone's going to refer back to the one that I missed in 16.
14.
14,
Oh,
wasn't it?
Not that any
Of course, we won in 16.
Yeah.
I loved taking the frees. I remember Eamon O'Shea came in 2013 and he brought me up to the field and he said to me, for the first round of the league, good couple of weeks before, he said, you're my free taker. Out then the first round of the league against Waterford inside in the stadium, I missed 7 out of 8 frees. Good Next Tuesday then he comes up, I was up practicing frees and up comes Shamey. You're off the frees, Shamey is on him now. Yeah, that was great. And then he, I wasn't too bad at the long ones, so he left me on the long ones. Shamey only came out as far as 65, he couldn't go out any further. So I hit the longer ones. But yeah, I used to love taking the frees, and then when the likes of Ronan came on then, you were, don't save your energy, there's no point you coming out from corner forward to far 65.
They said that.
Hit the frees, let Ronan hit him, Ronan, one of the best strikers ever, I suppose.
Yeah, I'd like Rowan to have a shot from about 80 yards out.
No, he wouldn't be fond of it now. But we had loads of free takers. Like you had Noel, Shamey, Jason, Owen was still there when I came in. Like, you know, we'd loads of free takers, and I suppose being tasked with taking them, like, you know, it was a bit of pressure on you, like. But
Did you see it as a vote of confidence?
Oh yeah, I remember like when we got that free in 2014 All Ireland, like Noel turned around and Larry turned around, and the two of them stand there piping at me. You know, and I'm just there like, well, Kelly is Kelly is here beside me, like, you know, why does no one take? But Owen was only on the pitch a couple of minutes, like, you know, so he wasn't.
He said to us the last day he didn't realise the time.
That it was over, like.
Yeah. No, not that he wanted to take it, but he said people were saying to him afterwards,
I wouldn't have given it to
free, but yeah.
But I was after hitting, I think I scored 2 long range, maybe 3 long range ones that night. Like, so. And after the match, then Darren Gleeson, then he was in the goal. He came up to me. He goes, "Did you not know that there was a breeze going from left to right and, when you're playing that way?" I said, "No, a bit late telling me now, Darren." You know? But I thought it was over. But then straight away, then decided the rest of them Paddy. Then no, it was wide. And no better man to bring it down a level or two, like Paddy, like straight as the die. No, it was wide.
You still argue it was over. And then when that thing came out with Hawkeye, sometimes, like, remember a couple of years ago, where like they said, oh yeah, sometimes
it can be dodgy.
Like.
So Shane Welch took a free for Galway.
Straight
45, straight between the posts. And it came up as wide, like. But I know, look, I'll say it was over, but it probably wasn't.
Like the crowd went up. That was it. I remember standing, you were just hitting it and watching, and the crowd went up straight away, didn't they? They had gone up even before, you know, that any flag had gone up. And obviously,
they're normally a good indication. Like,
yeah, I know.
We went out to training again the Tuesday, like, and I put the ball down same distance, like I didn't even reach the goal.
No way.
Swear to God, yeah. Swear to God.
Jesus.
No, you've been out Sunday night.
And Monday. No, but we're inside the stadium. Wasn't it the stadium? A couple of days after, we were inside training the stadium, getting ready for the replay, like.
Yeah.
Put down the ball around the same place, and I didn't reach the goal. I know it's Crow Park and the stadium are different, like, but still the same distance.
Is it adrenaline?
I presume it is, yeah.
As your left hand on top. We used to go training and I'd be watching Bubbles hit a bag of balls gone out, and instead of practicing the way he should be practicing right hand on top the way he was hitting them, he's putting left hand on top and he was still putting them over the bar.
Just messing.
Yeah, but he's still putting them over the bar.
Yeah.
Make you sick.
I think one of the lads told me I was at your first training session with Tipp. Did you take on lads in the sideline cutting competition?
Oh, Shane McGrath used to come up the whole time trying these little games and stuff. Come on, we'll go out and have a bit of crack before training. So we decided we'll see, can we do a sideline challenge from the 21, see can you cut it over the net.
And you were cutting them over off your bad side?
No, I can't take a sideline off my left.
Or backhanded?
But yeah, taking sidelines from 21 and cutting them over the big massive net, yeah, it's only a bit of crack. Shane McGrath used to be a complete messer, like. And we go out then, come on, we do this, and this sort of stuff. And sure, I used to go out, as Woody said, messing left-handed on top. You'd see lads there that are right-handed hurlers, like McGrath. He's not even able to hold the hurling in his left hand. And he tried to puck the ball, like. And then John O'Reilly then
put
the right hand.
65s over with left hand on top. Should be well off, just turn around, go back in the dressing room, talk off. Yeah, they're Bubbles.
Hello, I'm Johnny B.
I'm Johnny Smacks.
We are the Two Johnnies, and lads, we're here in Cashel, all thanks to Winahouse.ie, raising much needed funds for Tipperary GAA. This is the house you can win, John.
A 4-bedroom house, lads. It is up for grabs. If you win the house, right, and you turn around and you say, right, maybe I don't want the house, you can take €300,000 in cash.
That's big money in anyone's language.
Did you ever have any lads, like a mantra you'd say to yourself, or Anthony, you see lads would have something written on the wristband or anything like that?
I think every player has their own personal thing, whether it's their regime or what they do, or they have something special to them in their gear bag or on them. Like you often see players, they wear a jersey inside their jersey that means something to them. I think every player has something, or they grab onto something, they hold something. They look up at the sky, they're grabbing something to try and give them a bit of inspiration for the match. Yeah?
Conor, did you ever have that?
No, I can't say I do, John. It's not something I really got into, like. With regards to frees, for me, it was just practice, like.
Yeah.
It was just practice. Like, you know, I'd often kick 40 or 50 balls before training, and then at the weekends or whatever. So by the time free taking came around, it was like second nature to me, you know, and I just go through my routine, and I always, before I kicked the ball, I said, this is going straight over the black spot. It was the only thing I'd ever say, like.
Yeah.
But for me, I was so comfortable taking frees in big matches because I had the practice done.
Yeah.
That was literally it. Like, I felt if I had the homework done and my backyard was clean, frees would look after themselves, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it
It was
just
a great
like
one
tradition.
again on the sideline against Limerick.
Yeah.
Was that a Munster semi-final, is it?
That was a Munster semi in 2020, blown.
But that one's off the outside the boot, is it?
Yeah,
Was that to level it or to go on up?
that was to draw it. Yeah, that was so it was in the red, like.
Oh, that's a pressure kick.
Yeah,
like. Oh, yeah.
massive pressure kick. It was mad. Like I've said this before, like on record. Like the minute we'd say we got the free, I was like, I fancy this. Like It's weird.
delighted?
And like I'd never really practiced those frees
Outside the boot.
Outside the
yeah.
boot.
Never really practiced them. Like it was something that would actually drive me crazy. Joe, when you go to training beforehand and you see lads kick, lads couldn't kick from the 21. Yeah. And they're outside training.
Champagne
outside,
stuff, like.
And like I know it's only a bit of crack, but like, would you go into the 12, 21 and kick them over?
Bury that, oh.
But I'd never really practiced them. But like, I suppose because I'd practiced so much, we'll say from my range, you kind of fucking, I don't know, earned the right to have a go at that one.
Yeah.
But the wind was at my back that day, and I was like, this is lovely now. And all I said was, put it far enough right.
Yeah.
I didn't want to miss it the near post. I said, if I missed it at the far post, I'd live with that. Yeah. And put it far enough out, and the wind took it in. And I knew the minute it, one of those when you know, the minute it left the boot, I knew it was coming in. And the width of a post, like it clipped the post and went over. But like that took us extra time, and then Foxy got the winner in extra time, which was a great score as well. But like that was knockout that year. I was cold. There was no second. There was no back door. So that doesn't go over. I'd say the ref would have blown it up when the keeper kicked it out. And we were gone. Like
That was it.
That was it. So I don't know. Maybe there was something in the air that year, like But
Jesus.
a lot. I got some abuse like online because everyone said, "Oh, he crossed the line." Everyone thought it was a sideline. They said, "Oh, the ref should have thrown it up and all this." And I was like, "It wasn't a sideline. It was a free.
Free,
It just happened to be on the sideline."
Say with the new rules now.
Yeah.
Are you thinking like I might give it another year? Because like it's a forward, like for a forward now.
That's class.
2-pointer.
Lads, my scoring stats are in jeopardy. I'm thinking of all these boys that are going to come away with 10. Like Sean O'Connor got 110 at the weekend.
Yeah.
And like,
but it's basically like
Yeah.
to me, as soon as I seen the rules, I was like, that's a perfect excuse for a full forward to not track back. It's a game change. Like that's obviously the way I was thinking of it.
You're back in training, Johnny.
Yeah, 100%, lad. I'm back.
in
Make
old
the comeback.
scores, Sean would have got 1-6, but he came away at 110.
Yeah.
And like, I hate it. Not tracking back is just
That's
a
a
dream,
dream.
like, isn't it? You didn't do it anyway. I didn't really do a whole pile of it, so we were doing it anyway. But like, it's a dream.
Yeah, but like, I wouldn't like you to be tracking back. I'd rather see you get the ball and kick it over the bar.
100%.
Yeah.
They listen.
But you were
like,
saying before we come on camera there, that you're going back into the goal.
yeah, I might go back into the goal.
Yeah.
Play with Ballypreen.
Yeah, come out the field, sure, no one's marking you.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, 100%.
Like, you create the 12v11 and you can get the shot off. Sure,
Yeah,
do you remember there was rumours Murphy was coming back into the goal for Donegal?
for Donegal, yeah.
That was
But it's
never
funny
gonna
now seeing the
happen,
goalkeepers. It's like basketball. They go to the corner of the arc and just stand there. And obviously no one marks him. And then if they can get it out and he's a good enough kicker, like, fuck.
Yeah, the rules have definitely made a change. Yeah,
I can't wait to
they've
see the
definitely
rules
made a
being
change.
implemented in the first round of the county league.
Listen.
That's what I'm really looking forward to.
Lads,
There will be
will we have
be
groundsmen
anarchy.
to put down the arcs? Like, will we
Yeah.
have groundsmen? I know in juveniles, I was talking to a lad involved in juvenile club at home, and he said, the other way juvenile matches are home and away.
Yeah.
He said, if you don't have the arc, you give up home advantage.
Right.
Yeah. So clubs are just going to have to get their house
I seen
in
an
order.
email last night of how to do the arc. I was like, I'm passing that on. That's not me. I swear to God. Yeah,
Never about the arc though. Like,
You're chairman.
I know. That's all. I won't be doing the arc though.
how are referees going to manage at a club level? Like?
I don't know.
At the county level, there's
umpires.
There's 4 umpires. There's 2 linesmen.
They have
there's
enough to be
4
doing as it is,
officials,
don't they?
like,
Yeah.
I always say, like, refs have too much to be doing, like. Too much.
And most of those matches now, it's the fourth official is actually calling the 3 up.
Yeah.
The linesman,
Because they're
wired in, yeah.
Yeah, they're wired in, and the referee's looking the other way.
Club level is going to be fair hard for it to manage us.
It's going to be chaos. Yeah.
Would you be one to talk to the refs when you're playing?
What do you mean? I played football against him. He reffed the match.
Oh, that was brilliant actually. Playing care. The ref, we won't name names. But he'll know who you are. The care boys. Every time, anytime Kilkenny got free, Bubbles, who's taking that? Who's taking that?
Yeah.
Bubbles? So he was talking to me through the game. He was on the sideline. You had a row with a couple of lads. He was on the side and walking down. He had a row with a couple of players, crossing the field a couple of times. But
Hi, I'll tell you a good one about Smacks. I don't know if you remember. We played you a few years ago, and it must have been South Junior A semi-final, Skeena Rinke versus Cairns. Clonmel, yeah, he was in goal.
yeah.
And we had a few lads now that would be lippy enough, you know what I mean? And this fella starts to calling him a weasel. Go away, weasel, 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 weasel. Next minute, the ref comes up the pitch and he goes, hey, keeper, shut it. Oh, ref, it's a pucko call. Weasel ball, weasel ball. I never done as much laughing as this.
It's definitely true as well, yeah. I thought you were going to go on about another football game I played against Ballypreen. I'm glad you didn't bring that up. Jesus Christ.
Woody, did you ever get sent off?
Did I ever get sent off? Yeah, I did, yeah.
What did you do?
Got sent off. It was mid-semi-final. The year we won the county final, actually, for the first time. Mid-semi-final over in Tipperary. Anyway, I know I got a belt, and that was fine, but then the lad that hit me, I got my chance to hit him, and I gave it to him. So that was it. I got the line. Thank God I won the county final left. A lot more.
You missed county final?
No, I was back for the county final, yeah.
Right, okay.
But I actually missed, it was the county quarter final then we went into. And Shane McCallan only put over he put over a free to win it for us by a point. So I was thinking my
GB
blessings.
was in semi-final last year, no? Was that 2 years before?
Did we beat G? No.
That was 6, was it?
Yeah.
John, did you ever get sent off?
No, 2011 we won.
2008 you bet wasn't
Yeah,
semi-final.
yeah. That was neat.
I did, yeah, a couple of times.
For the county?
Once for the county, yeah.
Oh, when was that?
2016 Munster semi-final against Limerick.
Oh,
In
yeah.
Thurles.
Did you deserve it?
Yeah. Richie English was queued out. He came up from behind and gave me a dirty one into the back, and I let fly back. So I got caught. He hit the deck. Sent off then. Missed the Munster final. I think we beat Waterford 7-21 to like 13 points or something like that. John McGrath was unbelievable the same day.
Yeah.
And actually, that same day, the hotel we're in Limerick, all the players got raw chicken. Like they're all food. There's about 3 or 4 of them inside in the bathroom, like puking before the match. Like the food wasn't cooked or anything. Like.
No way.
Yeah, and went out and hammered Waterford, and then semi-final against Galway. Then I didn't start. I came on and scored a goal, and then started the final. Then
When you're a sub, like for Tipp, what's your mindset in that? Like, obviously you're a bit disappointed, but if you see, say, John McGrath playing your position, is there a part of you been like, no, I hope he doesn't go hectic? No, like genuine, because like
you wouldn't know.
you're a better man than me.
You're lying.
Yeah, you're definitely
Definitely lying. He's definitely lying.
I'd be sickened. I would like, I'd want us to win, but I'd be sick.
First ball he gets, puts it wide, take him off.
Yeah. Who said that? Yeah.
That'd be a roar from the stand.
I don't know. It's kind of hard. It's a hard one. Like I was only in that position maybe once, like that year, and I suppose then you're probably not thinking. Hopefully someone goes bad. You're probably thinking when you come on, because you're going to be used at some stage. Like when you come on, that you're going to impact the game. Like,
Yeah.
You know, and then when I came on, then I impacted enough then to get the start in for the final. Like.
Did John take your place that time? No, or was he?
No, Niall O'Mara was kind of in and out of the team, and then when I was suspended, he started instead of me, and then for the All-Ireland final, then I came back in for Niall.
You've had a great career, like, but you'd have to admit there was some years went better for you than other years. What would you say? Was there a reason why some years you were absolutely probably the best player in the country, and then other years you weren't?
What do you probably say?
Can't be honest on that one.
I don't know.
I've had that conversation with a lot of people, actually.
He's had it with me. But yeah, I suppose getting a pre-season is probably the key to it. Like, you know, if you don't get one, you know, you're trailing behind everyone else. Like, so, but yeah, I had a good few years with Tipp, and then maybe 1 or 2 bad ones. But it was, yeah, you'd still be happy enough with the way it turned out, though.
I know.
We probably left a few behind, though, didn't we?
Yeah, it would have been a disappointment.
You know, like
Well,
coming away with.
would you put it down to that year had a bad pre-season and then didn't go as well as the
You'd have to
previous
think
year?
back, like, and try to remember, like, if you're whatever years we're talking about, like a 13. I suppose I probably had a fairly okay year, but Tipp had a brutal year. 14, then I had a very good year. 15, I had a very good year. 16, I had a good year, except for being suspended. 17, I had a good year, and then maybe 18, I didn't,
Yeah.
and then 19, then I had a good year. So
Yeah.
maybe it's only 1 year that I didn't have.
What was different in 18 to 19?
I don't know. I think just the whole thing. We won in 16, 17, then lost to Galway by a point in the semi-final. And then 18 then was Mick's third year and Declan's third year and that. I think maybe just everything kind of came down a level or two. You know, and then
Liam came back.
we weren't playing well then. I remember against Clare inside in the stadium, Jake started instead of me against Clare. I think he started again instead of me against Clare, and he hit the post at the end of the game. And if he would have scored, we were into the quarter final, weren't we? No, and that was really and he didn't. He hit the post and we're knocked out.
Yeah.
And I came out of there and I was freaking happy that we didn't qualify, like, because I was actually being dropped. I was pissed off at the management or whatever, like.
But
And
it's a
then,
bit of what Max is talking about, like, yeah.
and then 19, then I suppose in November or October on, like, you know, it was just shoulder to the wheel when Liam came back, like. And that was just enjoyable.
Liam Sheedy seems to have something special, lad.
I suppose his management, like, it's not really something special, to be fair, like, it's just the way he treats people and the way he talks to people, like, and treats everyone the same.
The one thing I seen, we went into the dressing room. He asked us to do a bit one time, just have a bit of crack with the lads in the dressing room. And the one thing I remember seeing coming into the dressing room was it was military precision. Us even driving the car in. He had a fella out telling us to stop. Then we drive 10 years. Then he popped out and he had everything laid out. Like it was like the army. I imagine. Like I remember just thinking, if he's that organised, how organised must his
just
management team
organisation,
be?
no?
His organisation is just...
It's the team that he puts behind him. Like
Yeah,
is
he
the
puts
thing.
the best team behind, but he's down to every millisecond. Like when he plays a song before a match, you know, with the clips for the players, you know, in the video, like it's the moment of the song meets the play that whatever player is on the screen at that time. It's just unbelievable. He's Damien Young clipping it and doing it for him, but like while he micromanages everything really good, he doesn't micromanage the players, and it's just different. You have total freedom to go. Obviously, there's standards to be met and held, and everybody knows that you do not cross the line.
Yeah.
But everything is set up for you. As a player, you couldn't want for any more. That he's gospel true, and he treats everyone differently but the same. If that makes sense. So every player. So I might need different instruction than Bubbles, but the two of us are held to the same standard. You know, he might tell me something, but he's telling him whatever he needs to hear. It's not a blanket for one fits all either. You know, he's top class like that. You know, and then when he speaks, it's the passion that he speaks with. It's like Owen Kelly when he gets into a group. You know, he's just a leader that you want to follow, and you feel by not putting it in training or not putting it in the day of a match, you're actually letting him down. You're letting the players down as well. You know what I mean? So he puts that responsibility on you that you have to perform.
Just like blowing Limerick, sure. Remember there was after 15 minits there was a water break.
It was a great clip of...
He came up to me and he tapped me on the arse. He went up to shave me and hit my belt in the chest.
That's it, like, you know, I remember, like, when I was playing under Liam, I never failed to start a match under Liam, right? But I'd say after every match I played, he told me that Benny Dunn was chomping at the bit for my place, you know, very close to you, you know what I mean? Like, he was revving me up the whole time, you know what I mean? But
He knew that
he got the
would get you
best out
going.
of me, and Benny got the best
pushed
out of
down
everyone.
like always.
Yeah, he just, like, he'd bring you in and say, look, you didn't do too bad the other day, but he said, look, awful pressure coming on you here, we don't know for the next day, you know what I mean? So
Stop.
then you got to go back and work really hard again. But he did
That
that with
would
every
upset
player in
another fella.
different ways.
Yeah.
So he was very good like that,
He told you that, Bubbles.
He did a couple of times. I remember one. Liam didn't take too much training, like, but when he did, when you arrive into training and you see Liam is there getting ready to take the session, you knew that you're in for it. Like his training is absolutely. I remember one day blowing Littleton, myself and Barrett, like, we'd be good old friends, but like we never marked each other in training from the 10, 12 years that we were there together. Like, we weren't, but we done a drill. But should we kill each other? Like, there'd be no ball or nothing. Like, I remember blowing Littleton, we were down, and there was a drill, literally a 4 corner drills, and 2 in the middle. Get the ball off one side, and you have to go past him. So Sheedy was there, and he was running the drills, and Stephen Barrett in the middle. But the two of us absolutely started wearing each other. Yeah. He had his back, waiting to see was everyone else ready to go. He turned around, the two of us on the ground killing each other. Yeah. And he just turned the ball in. Then the ball, there was only one ball used in the minute. The ball just stayed in the ground. The two of us just killed each other.
He let it go.
Yeah, and he let it go after then. That was unbelievable, lads. Just stuff like that. Like when he takes the training, like you're. Like, obviously the lads he was with Tommy and Eamon and that, like, but when he took the train, like, the level went up even another level.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
Pat, would there have been much fighting at training when you were playing?
A good bit of fighting, yeah. You're good. When you've been marking Paul Delaney, I can assure you, yes, you know him well. He was a hardy bit of stuff, and I just like. But even I used to be marking Tig O'Connor at an early stage, and when I was training with Tipp at the early 80s, and Tiggy would peel you every time the ball would be within a yard. He'd be peeling you. But there would be great. There'd be great challenges games going on within our bunch, like. But there'd be a lot of players inside and to be held for leather. And like Declan Ryan in there, big strong man, when he'd be pulling, you would know all about it. You know, there'd be a lot of ash broken, I'd say.
Were the frees given or was it play on?
Oh, play on that time. Yeah, it was all keep the ball moving as fast as you can and see how.
It was play on with us as well. Yeah. Because Mahoney used to be something awful. Mahoney and Kelly used to go ahead and hold him, didn't they?
Always.
Conor Mahoney.
All the time. The hurleys. Kelly then on, but especially in the winter, ball is on the ground. He'd stamp it into the ground, and off they go. Then Conor O'Brien the same. Like just the rows that you'd have in training. I was Foxy actually split me one day, and we walked into the dressing room after training. He came on, what? You got a nice one. This sort of stuff. Like,
Foxy is Conor O'Brien from Anacarty.
It's just a shake the hand and away you go. Like,
laugh it off.
That's all. Yeah, like fighting and training used to be good crack. Like.
When Waterford Crystal was there, I remember we played WIT with Tipp. And obviously we had a big panel at the time, so I went down, and that morning Timmy was...
Panel?
Yeah.
I made my debut that day.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was...
Against WIT?
Yeah, it was a dirty day now. And next thing, that morning, we're all driving ourselves. But anyway, I think Timmy Hammersley rang Foxy for a lift. And Timmy was playing with WIT, Foxy was playing with Tipp. So I rang him for a lift anyway. And so that was fine. So Foxy dropped him down. Next thing, two of them got out of the car, one into each dressing room, out. Both were marking each other. Foxy was standing waiting for us, so Timmy started jogging into him. Foxy put the hand out as you do. Timmy got the hurley. Bang! Left him out on the ground, the two middle into each other. They bet the heads off each other all the way for the match. He let out the hand and Timmy just bang, nailed him. After the match, they threw him back into the car and over again.
They'd be playing in club hurling against each other all the time, Fox.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
You don't love lost.
Oh, yeah, and they'd be used to bantering and
I
having
couldn't
to
believe
have
it. Yeah, the hand out,
yeah.
I was watching it in bang.
She's like, you want one from Clonmel after that?
Who nicknamed him Foxy anyway? Or did he get that?
Oh, he told me probably 10 times. I don't know.
Obviously after you, because he's
I
in the
know
same club
it,
as
I
you.
think so, yeah.
Cal was the worst. I remember up in Carton House. I don't know if you were still there with it. We're playing away and Seth and Mickey Cal went at two of us actually digging each other. I dropped me hurley. Cal picked up the hurley. Carton House now, there's a big massive green area around like. So I caught the hurley and fucked it over the net like. I was there, no hurley. It was thrown into the field next door. Like. No, and so two of us just went back at it again like. I tried to take his hurley then because the ball was coming in. Cal be there, he'd be mouth like. Anytime, so the ball comes into the full back, if he wins it and gives that somewhere, drives up the field. The very minute the ball goes, come on forwards! Just give it out the whole time. Everyone used to be around, like, that's what made the training.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. Well, it was honest, like, it was honesty as well, you know, there wasn't an inch given or taken, like Pat was taught in his time, I'm sure Conor's the same. There was never an inch given, like, you know, or taken, like, Paul Curran. I remember when I was an under 21, and I was on the Tipp seniors at the time, but the Tipp seniors played the Tipp 20s. So we were training with the Tipp seniors at the time, but we went back and played our own age 20s, and I got a ball at midfield and sold it down through the middle. Obviously, Manny was centre back, he was too lazy to follow me. So I kept going. But Curran came out and left me out on the ground. You know, I got up pure tick. And Curran said, sure, what you want me to do?
Yeah.
Let you
to
through,
walk
like,
it.
yeah.
And it was a lesson for me going forward, you know what I mean? But
Games are dangerous.
yeah.
Conor, if you're having in-house games now, like the younger lads, would they have gotten a bit of special treatment if a fella's making his first year with Tipp senior footballers?
Yeah, I wouldn't say a special treatment. Like, I mean, but they'd probably try stuff that maybe, I don't know, that they might get away with at club level, you know, like kind of way. And all of a sudden then they kind of get found out. It's more so maybe taking the wrong options than kind of like, you know, laying them out or whatever.
Right.
But like you'd see lads taking on shots from angles that, you know, they just wouldn't be scoring from, but maybe at club level they'd be led away with that sort of thing, you know. So that was definitely, it was a learning curve, like, but like the lads are saying there, like I was lucky enough because we, for some strange reason, we always produced like good cornerbacks, man-marking cornerbacks. Like go back to Kieran MacDonald from Ireland one time.
He was from York.
He was a pure animal, like an absolute animal. Like couldn't soul the ball, couldn't kick the ball, but didn't have to. Like didn't need to.
I marked him in a club game one day. His forearms were so big. I remember going in thinking like, fucking look at the size of his forearms.
we were minor in 08, like, and then he came back in 09 and was just a complete animal. But everyone down there, I don't know, but he came back a pure animal. No, he's a doctor, so I don't know. But, maybe he knew the stuff to take.
All the good stuff.
But
Paddy
he
Codd from
was
Kilnall. Paddy Codd played over 50 games for Tipp in championship. Never kicked the ball once.
Stop.
When I marked Paddy, like, right, he was full back, I was full forward. He'd stand in front of me and look at me, and the ball coming in this way. That's the way he used to like mark me, and I don't know. And it's very hard to get away from him because he's just all there, like. He used to stand and face me, like, and the ball could be anywhere.
And would he be saying that?
No, not really, but like he just tried to stop you moving. Like he didn't care where it's coming from. Like he was just focused on you.
You'd rather he was talking to you.
Yeah, but we always produced those players. Like Alan Campbell was probably the most recent one from my Rovers. Just another class man marker again. So I was lucky enough. I was always getting to mark
Good players to train.
like, yeah. And
All
so
right,
then,
Pat, who'd be the toughest player you ever played against?
That's an easy one. Tipp-Kilkenny of Galway would have been the top. And he was much the same as what you're talking about. He didn't hit too many balls in an hour, only booting it out and get the ball away from it any direction at all. And his job, like an hour can go by very fast. If the thing, like you might get 10 balls into the corner forward position, and if he roots away 5 or 6 of them, you'll have no score done. You'll have no score, guys. Like, but that's the way, you know. But he was the dirtiest.
Go say it, Pat.
But I'm mad about the chap. He's a really good friend of mine now. There'd be no talking, only to be hitting, no matter what.
And you marked Brian Corcoran.
I did. Sure, Brian gave me a 92, I think.
He was having the year of his life
He
then. Like.
gave me an absolute lesson. He was only about 20. He was on the He was 19, or he was either 18 or 19 when he marked me, or 19.
And you had been hurler the year 91.
I had, and I was expecting. I was imagining going out marking a 19 or a 20-year-old. I said, "There's no 20-year-old going to beat me now."
Yeah.
After the year I had previous. Jesus Christ, half an hour gone and no ball.
Were you wing forward that day, Pat, was it?
Oh, it was corner. It was corner
cornerback, was he?
He was cornerback, yeah.
Cornerback.
And like, he got lucky for a few balls, and then he snowballed on into the match, and he cleared ball after ball. And there's nothing you can do about games like that when they go against you. But then again, we were after having a lot of partying for a year, and I suppose we were back into that first round of that championship, and
really quick.
And you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
we were probably,
Rude awakening.
I was in the Burlington every week with awards for this, that, and another thing. Yeah, I know what it's like. And when that happens, your fitness level is probably not as good as it should be.
With the referee now, Pat, and the way the game has gone now, would you rather be playing now?
Oh, I'd love to be playing now.
Yeah.
Because, like, sure, I'd love to be playing now with the freedom of the game
Yeah,
that
the
you
freedom,
could.
that's what I mean
that
for you.
Like, you never drifted outside the 21 as a corner forward in our time.
Or your time.
You know what I mean? Like, it would
I know him by himself. A refusal. He used to actually you were talking about marking the second hour.
I set up
he
the game
marked his
plan.
own hour. I'm not coming outside this. It was like 5 yards from the end.
Yeah, I'd imagine I'd have loved it because, like,
Yeah,
I used to play centre back with my club most of the time, and I'd be shooting scores from centre back, driving forward and shooting over the bar if you could.
Instead of getting
But like I'd imagine I'd have loved that game.
Game, yeah, now.
But it's the tackling and all that side of it now.
I
Like,
don't mind that.
Well, what do you mean? The
I mean, like
tackling,
it's different now. Like, if a fella comes out the field looking for space, there could be 4 or 5. Like, the
Oh, I
middle
know,
can be
yeah,
awful
yeah.
bunched.
Yeah, well, that's true too. But at the same time, like to be stuck, like there's matches inside. Back in our time, you could be inside there and the ball mightn't come for a quarter of an hour.
Yeah.
At least if you have nowadays, you can. I'm not staying here much longer than 5 minutes and I'm gone.
You're down the ticket.
Either get into it or get out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you remember a meeting inside in Thurles there one day with between Eamon and Eamon was taken. We're inside in the college.
O'Shea.
Yeah, and he'd a presentation up on the screen, and he goes to Larry. Remember this? No, he says to Larry. He said, "Larry, your tackle count isn't high enough. You need to make more tackles." And Larry, you know Larry now, he's red.
Corbett.
He's sitting there and he's like, "Jesus, Eamon, how many balls did I get? You only after winning 9 out of 10. So what do you want me to do, Eamon? Win the ball, give it to him, and try and take it back off him." The whole place just erupted. Like, so talking to tackling, like Larry was just like, "I'm winning every ball. So how can me tackling be high?" Oh, it was brilliant. I remember that. Stuff for words, but he didn't know what to say. It was brilliant.
Come on, we go in and have a look.
Lovely house. Look at this, lads. All the rage now. Polished concrete, apparently.
Herringbone floor, John.
Engineered bricks, lads. No, that's.
You get a new mat. They don't give you that mat.
Yeah.
You get your new mat. We're into the living room, John.
Nice sitting room there. Hold on, I'll test out this couch. Oh, that's grand. Oh, that's grand. Television included, lads.
I think.
Allegedly.
Fairly sure. And you can turn on the television and watch the Two Johnnies. How are you
Very
doing?
good.
Up tip.
I like it.
Well, like Woody, toughest player you ever marked?
Oh, toughest player, probably Michael Finlay, Kilkenny. Yeah. Or actually, Andy Smith at Galway was tough as well.
Really?
Yeah. When he was
What made
there.
him so hard to play against?
They were physical. They were good physical. Now, and I liked it myself. I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked the tough, but they were good players as well. You couldn't switch off them, and they wouldn't leave you alone either. So what I mean, if you wanted to go off and hurl, they were still there. Which they weren't willing to go off and just hurl. They were going to keep an eye on you as well, and they were big physical. They challenge you both ways, going back and going forward. So they're good players. But I personally enjoyed playing against Kilkenny every time we played them, because obviously we know the rivalry that's there. But I think both teams always, for generations, brought out the best in each other.
But was it around the time you were playing Kilkenny, there was an extra bit of niggle, it looked, from the sideline.
It came because they were going for the drive for 5 or whatever that time. It started, and that 2010 team were the young guns coming. And that then continued on the whole way till 2019. They had the upper hand earlier on, and then we took over then after that. 2010 was brilliant to stop the drive for 5, and then we went on and the boys went on 2016 after that, and 2019 after that, and get my right going over in the final, you know what I mean? And then the minor last year was extra special.
Yeah.
We're down there our own backyard.
Before we move on, like, I have to talk about that.
I was in one of their challenges against Kilkenny.
Oh, stop.
Inside Dr. Mars.
Yeah, oh, yes. Yeah,
My God, it was one of the best challenges, and they killed each other.
Yeah.
I mean, killed each other. That was, say it was maybe February, early March, maybe.
It was early March. It was our last.
I swear to God, lads, it was
championship,
one of the best challenge games.
Like the intensity.
Yeah, I thought it was brilliant. Two sidelines went at each other as well.
And how did you feel about the referee that day?
Sure, I didn't. I didn't really feel a lot for him.
I swear to God, I was watching that match. I was in the bar, in the pub below at the time, and there was a huge crowd watching the match. And I was saying to the lads, don't come back out. I was saying, don't come back out onto the field again.
Yeah.
I was fuming, but fair play, he came back out and
Yeah.
Hey, so look, what do you say at half time? What was the score at half time?
You try, it was 1-5 each at half time. The only lucky break we actually got in the whole game was Owen Dawson's free. He actually mishit it, and the goalie dropped it out of his hand.
Yeah.
And it just gave us a lease of life that we got to half time 1-5 each. You know, but like,
What do you say? You're two men down. What do you say at half time?
Well, the first thing we did was Cormac brought the two players from the stand in with us into the dressing room.
Yeah.
You know, so we leaned on that a good bit. We went into the motion side of it a good bit when you have to. Like, we were in their backyard. We had lost the time costs. They were already favourites going into it, that they were bigger, stronger, so on like that. And we had never won they'd never lost a national title down there, and we hadn't won one down there. But you know, we stayed outside the dressing room for a couple of minutes just to see what we were going to do, how we were going to set the team up. And we got in, the players were standing up when I went in. They weren't even sitting down, they were standing up. They were looking for instruction, what needed to be done. But at no time did I feel that the game was gone from us, even though we only had the 13 players. At no time. The only time it might have creeped into me was extra time. That did we have the legs? Did the players? Did we have the legs to stay going? But at half time, actually, in extra time, when we were in the huddle, the referee said you 5 minutes. So I said we're going to use so we were late coming out of the dressing room on every occasion. We had to come back out. We took maximum time inside, let them out, cool off, and then let us out, get the crowd. We try and use everything we had. Yeah. And the sports were brilliant to us that day, obviously. Huge. So at half time, we just spoke to them what we needed. Had we done this before? Had we been down this road before? And we had. And so on like that. You know, and the players were excellent. Obviously, two players were disappointed in the dressing room, so we leaned on them. You could see them in the corner. I meant a lot to the rest of them, because the boys will tell you, from playing, you still have your friends 20, 30 years on, but they're friends in the dressing room as well, and they want to do really well. So let them out, and we got, I felt that we actually should have won in normal time.
Right.
Had a couple of missed chances.
Yeah.
But Billy Bryan had a brilliant shot, hit the post, came back.
Yeah.
Off us, and then you're thinking maybe our chance is gone. But we got to extra time, and with the lady in the dressing room coming out again. And what was funny about that is that Brendan Ferris went to the referee on the way in, off the field. And he said, "Now, you know."
Brendan First is the coach.
Our selector. And referee had said, "Now, you know, you're back up to 15." And Brendan didn't say anything, but Brendan went to the fourth official, and he said, "We're not back up to 15." And he said, "No, you're not." So we knew going in we're still down to 13, but we knew it.
Shows how poor the ref was.
You know, it was a big game for him. You know what I mean?
So,
That's a crucial call, though.
It's a big call.
like, if he'd have come out with 15, they had to
I
stop
know.
it. And
But Kieran O'Regan was the fourth official, and he had refereed a couple of our games. And when he heard it, he kind of went to Brendan as well. And he said, "No, you're still at 13. So went in, got our job done inside in the dressing room, made whatever change we had to, came back out. And at half time, then extra time, 5 minutes was allotted to swap over. And after about 3 minutes, our lads were still getting their drink, we're still chatting. When I looked down, Kilkenny were already out in position, ready to rock on their own. And we held them the extra 2 minutes again, held them the maximum 5 minutes. And I knew from there on that we'd win the game. That, you know, and obviously we got exceptional scores on there, but we didn't get any bit of luck. Really, bar that goal set us up. But we got them in then.
I know you mentioned earlier on that at no stage you thought the game was gone. Isn't that a powerful place to be? Like,
well,
because we've all been in situations where you know it's gone. And no matter what you do,
and that's totally true. Like, I trusted, and the management team 100% trusted the players. We had the crowd behind us, which helped us, and the players believed.
It doesn't happen that often.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Well, for
no.
me, it didn't,
Yes.
When you know, like, you know.
Yeah, special group of players, and the one thing we knew was that they were never going to give up, and that was absolutely crucial to us.
I remember seeing you getting interviewed afterwards in TG Carter. I was out putting the gear back into the bag. I was like, hang on, I'm going back.
Inspiration.
It was that inspiration.
Yeah.
You were too old to play. So
Yeah,
I couldn't bring you on.
I would have shaved. With the Bubbles, who's the toughest player you marked?
I'd say Noel Connors.
Jesus, yeah.
Morton.
Yeah, just he was an animal. He was small, stocky, fast. Like he was unbelievable. Like there's a lot of players there that you could pick. Like I just used to hate coming up against him. Like both kind of similar, small and stocky, whatever. Like, but yeah, he was unreal. Like he was just a pure and utter cornerback. Like Pat was saying there, Tipp-Kilkenny. Like he didn't care if he hit the ball. Noel Connors didn't care if he hit the ball. You see cornerbacks now, like they want to be taking puck outs, they want to be doing all this sort of stuff, getting the ball. But their main job is to mark a man and to keep him scoreless. Noel Connors was perfect at that. Like he was brilliant. Like
Connor, toughest player you played against?
Mark O'Shea maybe.
Jesus.
Marked him a couple of times. The only thing I could do was try and get him on a yellow and see what happens after that.
Yeah.
That
It's a good tactic.
That was my tactic one day above in the stadium. My very first year, 2010, we drew Dublin in Crow Park in the qualifiers. The year they did a fantastic year in 2010, but we drew them in the qualifiers. And I was looking at the programme going in the bus and I was marking this lad called Philly McMahon. Never heard of him before, just saw Ballymun kick was underneath and I was like, oh, fuck's sake. Actually, played all right that day, got a few scores off him. So Philly goes off, who comes on? Mick Fitzsimons. Didn't know him either, but like marked the two boys in that day. Like, and
That's unreal.
If we were known then what the two boys were trying to do, like, was just mad. But yeah, those are probably a few of the toughest ones I'd say.
Well, that Dublin team, like, were known for the way they look after themselves and how the professionalism they brought, and that's what we're talking about today. Facilities.
but they were fair hardy.
Yeah. But like, you're at the coalface of it now. Like facilities, we need them. Or we're going to be left behind.
To be fair to the county board, like they're trying every avenue they can to get funds, but it's badly needed. Like we're at a crossroads that we are now starting to develop players. They're coming through at minor level, but they have to have a pathway to go, and they definitely need facilities in Tipp, where we can have a proper centre. Dr. Morris Park is absolutely brilliant to us. Brilliant. We've gone up and down there years and years, but we need more now because we've more teams, and the weather obviously isn't conducive to that amount of teams training on it. Like at the moment, bar feathered, that's the only AstroTurf we have.
Tipperary, yeah.
And we just need more. We need more fields that we can go to, that you're not lynching off the clubs and so on, that it's ours, it's homegrown, and that you have a guarantee every time you're going training that you have a field to go on. Not knowing 2 or 3 days out and then you're scrambling, ringing clubs. It brings extra pressure on management teams, on the county board, on clubs to free up facilities. You're putting pressure on them. You're ringing them and saying, hey, we need your field in the story to get, and this money is for that, and it's absolutely vital. Vital to Tipp coming back to the top table. It's vital to all management teams and all the players that they know every night to go train, that they have a proper facility that they can come and train. And like that is including a big a gym fitted out, it's including a big dining area, physio rooms, all that kind of stuff. It's you need a centre of excellence where you have 5 or 6 fields, including probably 2 AstroTurfs.
It's about having facilities that are attractive to players. I know from a football perspective, like our biggest challenge, and I see it in school, is that we've great lads coming in from the west in Tipp Town, coming through the doors, and we're coaching them at 4th, 5th and 6th year, and in football we're playing at the highest level in schools. It's the A competition, the Kearney Viri. But what we're seeing then is there's a drop off then after secondary school, and I know from a hurling perspective they probably don't have that. So that's our biggest challenge as footballers, is to keep those guys engaged when they leave secondary school and enter 3rd level or work. For some reason the interest is just dwindling a little bit there from a football perspective. So definitely facilities, like Woody has just mentioned, like it
Make
helps
it attractive.
us. We've all played in dressing rooms that are cold, wet, damp. There's just something unattractive about it. So if you have facilities that are up to scratch with our counties, that have the ability, so if you play like a schools match on a Wednesday and you're going to Thurles Thursday night, you need to know that I'm going in, okay, there's facilities there to maybe recover, rest, or just get the treatment that you need to go again. But it's about keeping these lads engaged from our perspective on it, because there is a little bit of drop off after school, and I've no doubt the top class facilities will definitely help in that situation for sure.
Well, as a player, you're aware of it, like.
Yeah, you are. No, I didn't think that the facilities were too bad. Like when we were in Tipp, like the college in Thurles, like we used to use that gym. Like that's a state-of-the-art gym. It's brilliant. But pitch-wise, from a senior's point of view, it was never an issue because the seniors are always guaranteed your pitch. Like it's
Yeah.
below that where the issues are coming.
Development teams.
Yeah,
stuff
so
like that,
so
yeah.
under 14s, 15s, 16s, 17s, minors, and then under 21s. Like where are they getting the pitches? Like as Woody said, like they have to go off to Clonakilkenny, they have to go to Templemore and all these places. Like you need to be able to have all Tipperary teams catered for both hurling, football, camogie, and ladies football in the one place. Like and look, Dr. Morris was a great facility, like, and it still is a great facility. It's just Tipper being left behind a small bit with when you see the likes of your Limericks and your Clares and you know, like even the Galway now like are getting done as well. Like you haven't even mentioned Dublin or Kerry, like you know what I mean. So like it is really important. And then when you go to training, like the more comfortable you are when you're going to train, like the better prepared you are, and the more comfortable you are when you go out into the pitch.
And it's
like,
one less thing to think about.
Exactly, yeah. Like I remember Dr. Morris, like as good as it was, like freezing cold after you come in, you know, in the middle of December or January, like and you're drowned wet, and you know, the ground is cold, ice baths, cold showers, like you know, it's just the little things like to make it better, and you know, it's all a help. And with this fundraiser, like hopefully it'll push it on that bit further again.
Well,
Hopefully we'll all be back.
yeah, exactly.
Back
As-
cheering them on.
Well, hopefully, yeah.
And like it's just the brand. We've such a big brand in Tipperary.
Yeah.
Tipperary hurling. You know, is still the icing on the cake for every other
As soon as
county.
Conor left the table to go to Jack's now, back to Tip hurling.
But like
But it,
we are the envy, be it football or Tip. It's just a Tipperary brand in general, football or hurling. And players, supporters, former players, past players, current players want something that they can be really, really proud of. That we can bring people here to play our challenge games, to develop our underage coming through and be absolutely proud of it. You know, that's what we're looking for, and hopefully this house will give us
it's
that.
definitely over to the people who are watching this now and the people around Tipperary or around the world, wherever you are, lads. You can get your tickets, Winahouse.ie.
Don't be shy, lads.
We've been talking about the great memories Tipperary have had over the previous few years. We want way more down the line, and you can help by buying a ticket for the Winahouse.ie.
Pat, have you a few bought?
I have two bought.
You're for that.
And the only disappointment I have, I didn't realise that the clubs get €30 back. And that's one thing that
that's great
people
as well.
want to keep in mind, that
Buy 'em off your club.
Buy
Or
them
buy
off
'em
your
off-
club, that should get the
club a twist
€30.
as well.
Yeah.
If we get to 300,000, we go on a Ray holiday.
Exactly.
That's over now. Thanks for watching.